Hey folks, I'm Rick Lamont, and today I'm going to be watching RWBY Volume 2, Episode 2, Welcome to Beacon. And it's going to be hard to top the previous episode, Best Day Ever. Between the food fight, the introduction to the new characters on the bad guy side, that's going to be hard to top. Let me pull up my notes. We got Mercury and Emerald, who are pickpockets, thieves, the occasional knee breakers or enforcers. Their entire role has yet to be determined. Let's see. They are working for Roman and Cinder, although it turns out that Cinder is actually the one running the show, and Emerald and Mercury report to Cinder, not to Roman, which was, it seems like, to his surprise. We also met just briefly, one of Sun's friends, Neptune. He had kind of light blue hair, winning smile, kind of a cool guy all around. It seemed. Time will tell. So as I was talking about the food fight, one thing that I have noticed previously, but it never really fully clicked, is the parallels between Team RWBY and Team Juniper. Yang and Nora are both, I don't want to say silly or giggly, but they have unbounded enthusiasm. How about that? Ren and Blake, in my mind anyway, kind of parallel each other. They're both quiet, not quite stoic, but yeah, a little on the stoic side. Very studious, very serious. They've got this whole mysterious thing going on. We now know what Blake's mysterious bit was about, her being secretly a faunus. Although we'll find out if that's her only big secret and mystery. And I thought I had this all figured out, and now I can't figure out who Weiss matched with. Huh. Oops. Okay, there's a flaw in my plan. Anyway, I see John and Ruby kind of matching up. They're not as strongly as, for example, Ren and Blake or Nora and Yang, but they're both less experienced than the rest of the team. I mean, not to mention the team leads. They don't have the years of training that the others do. I suppose if I'm going to continue with this, I would end up with Weiss and Pyrrha. And that's an interesting juxtaposition because they're both extremely competent. At least at the beginning, Weiss she has a confidence in her own abilities and who she is in her station in life, and downplays those same traits in others. Pyrrha, on the other hand, is almost the opposite. She's on boxes of cereal, and despite having all this fame and so forth, she's perfectly willing to help anyone. By anyone, I mostly mean John, but probably anyone who needs it. She understands that sharing her knowledge doesn't diminish it. And I don't think Weiss fully understands that. Okay, so this is going to be fun to edit. So anyway, welcome to Beacon. I assume this has something to do with the students, the visiting students. For example, Sun and I believe Neptune are some, and perhaps Penny. Maybe we will see Penny again. I guess there's a big competition involved. So let's see what that's about. Okay, let's do this. Headphones on. So this is the new intro. Very stylish. In case you're wondering, I'm hoping to attract some plaudits of my own. I even have kitty treats there. So far, no takers. Usually they can't get enough of that chair. It's almost too fast to see who's who. No, it's too fast to see who's who. And some I think are just kind of miscellaneous villains. Here we go. So, ship arriving at Beacon. Oh, that was a nice shot.
Ironwood certainly loves bringing his work wherever he travels.
Well, running an academy and a military makes him a busy man. But yes, those are a bit of an eyesore.
So I saw, like, all the gears behind them. So
Come in.
Beacon is a lighthouse. It is a beacon.
Hello, General.
It's not just
Please, drop the
a metaphor.
It's been too long. And Glinda, it has certainly been too long since we last met.
Oh, James. I'll be outside.
Well, she hasn't changed a bit.
So, what in the world has brought you all the way down from Atlas? Headmasters don't typically travel with their students for the Vital Festival?
Well, you know how much I love Vale this time of year. Besides, with you hosting, I thought this might be a good opportunity for us to catch up.
I can certainly appreciate quality time between friends. However, the small fleet outside my window has me somewhat concerned.
Well, concern is what brought them here.
I understand travel between kingdoms has become increasingly difficult.
Oz, you and I both know why I brought those men.
We are in a time of peace. Shows of power like this are just going to give off the wrong impression.
But if what Crow said is true, then...
If what Crow said is true, then we will
No.
handle it tactfully.
It's a clock.
It's the Vital Festival.
Maybe?
A time to celebrate unity and peace. So I suggest you
Band-Aid.
not scare people by transporting hundreds of soldiers halfway across the continent.
I'm just being cautious.
As am I. Which is why we will continue to train the best huntsmen and huntresses we can.
Believe me, I am. But ask yourself this. Do you honestly believe your children can win a war?
I hope they never have to.
So there's more than the grim and the criminal element.
All right. Ying Xiaolong, prepare your kingdom for battle. Bring it on. I deploy the Elysian Air Fleet. Looks like I get to fly right over your Ursai and attack your walls directly. You fiend! And since Atlas is
She had a
part of the
fingerprint.
group, my repair time only lasts one turn. Pretty sneaky, sis. But you just activated my trap card. Giant Nevermore! If I roll a 7 or higher, Fatal Feathers will slice your fleet in two. But if you roll a 6 or lower, the Nevermore will turn on your own forces. That's just a chance I'm willing to take. My friends. Oh my.
Not until I draw my rewards, which are double this round, thanks to the Visceral Trade Route.
You'll have pancakes.
So Ren's being serious. John isn't.
No heart. No.
Well, Weiss, it's your turn.
I have
Hera
absolutely no
has
idea.
ideas
what's
of
going on.
encouraging
It's easy.
John.
You're playing as Vacuo, which means all Vacuo-based cards come with a bonus.
That sounds dumb.
See, you've got Sandstorm, Desert Scavenge, oh, Resourceful Raider. See, now you could take Ruby's discard air fleet and put it in your hand.
Okay.
And since Vacuo warriors have an endurance boost against natural hazards, you could use Sandstorm to disable my ground forces and simultaneously infiltrate my kingdom. Just know that I will not forget this declaration of war.
And that means
You're just 3 moves away from conquering conquering remnant.
Yes, fear the almighty power of my forces. Cower as they pillage your homes and weep as they take your children from your very arms.
Trap card.
Huh?
Your armies have been destroyed.
I hate this game of emotions we play.
These strong wives will make it through this together.
Shut up! Don't touch me!
All right, Blake, you're up.
Huh? Oh, sorry, what am I doing?
You're playing as Vale, trying to conquer the kingdoms of Remnant.
Right.
Hey, can I play?
Sorry, Jean, we've already got 4 people.
Besides, this game requires a certain level of tactical cunning that I seriously doubt you possess.
Ouch.
You attacked your own naval fleet 2 turns ago.
Bring it on, Ice Queen. I'll have you know that I've been told I'm a natural-born leader.
By who? Your mother?
And Pyrrha.
Hello again.
Come on, let me play your hand for a turn.
I'm not trusting you with the good citizens of Vacuo.
Why not? You've trusted me with way more important stuff before. I mean, you told us all that Blake is secretly a
Fun-loving person whom we all admire and respect.
Right. That. Ladies, enjoy your battle.
Sup, losers?
Hey, son.
Ruby, Yang, Blake, Ice Queen.
Why does everyone keep calling me that?
I never got a chance to formally introduce you to my old friend.
Aren't libraries for reading?
Thank you.
Pancakes!
Shut up, don't be a nerd.
Intellectual, okay? Thank you. I'm Neptune.
So, Neptune, where are you from?
Haven. And I don't believe I've caught your name, Snow Angel.
I'm Weiss.
Are you kidding me?
Pleasure to meet you.
I never took you as the board game playing type.
Right. Well, I think I'm done playing, actually. I'll see you guys later.
Women.
Brothers of the White
Neptune's a bit smooth.
The White Fang and I are going in on a joint business venture together.
Well, this has certainly been an eventful evening. I'm sure that after a night of thwarting attempted robbery, you probably just want to go home and take a nap. But I was hoping that maybe we could have a chance to talk.
Of course.
Wonderful. As you know, in order to enroll at my academy, students must first pass a rigorous entrance exam. Most applicants spend years of preparation training at one of the many combat schools around the world. You are one of the few who did not. And you passed the exam with flying colors.
I was raised outside the kingdoms. If you can't fight, you can't survive.
Well, you have most certainly survived, Blake. I admire your drive, and I am proud to run a school that accepts individuals from all walks of life. Rich, poor, human, faunus. Why do you wear that bow, Blake? Why hide who you are?
You may be willing to accept the faunus, Professor Ozpin, but your species is not.
True, but we are continuing to take strides to lessen the divide.
With all due respect, you need to start taking some larger strides. Until then, I'd rather avoid any unnecessary attention. I want people to see me for who I am, not what I am.
And what are you?
I don't understand what you're asking.
How did you know the White Fang would be at the shipyard tonight?
I didn't. I just happened to be at the right place at the right time.
You wouldn't have been the first. But what happened tonight was not an isolated incident. I may be your headmaster, but I am also a huntsman. And it is my sworn duty to protect this world from the forces that conspire against it. Blake, are you sure there is nothing else you would like to tell me?
I'm sure.
Very well.
What's he
Thank
getting
you for
at?
your time, Ms. Belladonna. If you
Her
ever need to
past
talk to me,
affiliation?
please don't hesitate to ask.
Ugh, we should have never let him play. You're just mad because the new guy beat you. See, if you had just attacked when I told you, none of this would have happened.
Stop. Lately, you've been quiet, antisocial, and moody.
Have you met Blake?
Which I get is kind of your thing, but you've been
It's
doing
on
it more
brand.
than usual, which, quite frankly, is unacceptable. You made a promise to me, to all of us, that you would let us know if something was wrong. So, Blake Belladonna, what is wrong?
I don't understand how everyone can be so calm.
You're still thinking about Torchwick?
Torchwick, the White Fang, all of it. Something big is happening and no one is doing anything about it.
Ospen told us not to worry. Between the police and the huntsman, I'm sure they could handle it.
Well, I'm not. They don't know the White Fang like I do.
Okay, between blowing up nightclubs, stopping thieves, and fighting for freedom, I'm sure the three of you think you're all ready to go out and apprehend these ne'er-do-wells.
Who?
But let me once again be the voice of reason. We're students. We're not ready to handle this sort of situation.
Well, yeah, but
we're not ready.
And we may never be ready. Our enemies aren't just gonna sit around and wait for graduation day. They're out there, somewhere, planning their next move, and none of us know what it is, but it's coming, whether we're ready or not.
Okay. All in favor of becoming the youngest hunters to single-handedly bring down a corrupt organization conspiring against the Kingdom of Vale, say aye. Yes!
I love it when you're feisty.
Well, I suppose it could be fun.
None of you said aye.
All right, then. We're in this together.
Let's hatch a plan. Yeah!
Those were all very in character for all four of them.
I'll be right back. Oh, God, sorry. Are you okay?
I'm fine. Just watch where you're going.
Right, sorry. I'm Ruby. Are you new?
Visiting from Haven, actually.
Ooh, you're here for the festival. Oh, but exchange students have their own dormitory.
I guess we just got turned around.
Don't worry, happens all the time. Your building is just east of here.
Thanks.
Huh.
Maybe we'll see you around.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, and welcome to Beacon.
Welcome to Beacon. They're just so smooth, the evil ones. They just have just the way they move. They're so on the hunt, on the prowl. Okay, this episode seemed to have a lot more character development, or at least reiteration of what the characters are about. There were hints of the plot development. For example, Professor Ozpin talking to the headmaster of the other school, the military school, where he flew in with quite a bit of military force, which was uncharacteristic. He was kind of more concerned about big picture war coming, perhaps, or things that are going to require gathering forces. The sort of things that young hunters are not going to be well equipped to deal with. And I don't know if this is in relation to the White Fang and Faunus, or if it's in relation to Cinder's organization. I suspect the relationship between Cinder's organization and the White Fang is more of a friend of my friend is my enemy. And for Cinder's organization, taking advantage of the White Fang and their resources is at least momentarily advantageous. And for the White Fang, they can leverage Cinder to help fight the entrenched human status quo. I don't know exactly what to call it, but certainly they feel, the White Fang feels that their path to, it's beyond freedom, I think, for them, by temporarily sharing things with Cinder. I doubt Cinder is a long-term ally, however. I could be wrong. It could just be that for the moment our interests align, and when they no longer do, then we're going to fight it out. We'll see. So the whole thing in the library with John was reading a comic book, Ren was reading a book, And Team RWBY was playing a strategy card game with rules that seemed, I guess, complex enough that you couldn't pick it up immediately, but that it sucked you in. And their competitiveness and personalities somewhat came out during play. For example, the brief bit of power went to Weiss's head, and she was crushed when Yang turned the tables on her. I thought it was also interesting that once they're back at the room, they're trying to get Blake to talk, which she's the quiet sort on a good day. And when something's bothering her, clearly she's even quieter. And for a while, Weiss was the voice of reason that we are not ready for this. Although, what kind of a story would it be if the students stayed in their lane? It wouldn't be much of a story. So, yeah, RWBY is definitely the one who comes up with the great ideas. Yang is the one who, she's enthusiastic for any suggestion. She's down for it. Weiss, once she saw everybody else kind of jumping on board, was all in. And Blake, when Blake saw that her friends had her back, I think that's what she needs. Ozpin knows more than he's letting on. He just wants Blake to say it. Ozpin's the man. He's patient and wise and kind. At least, that's my take. He knows more than he says. He just wants people to feel free to say what he suspects, and no judgment. And finally, Mercury and Emerald, and I don't know if we've met their new friend yet, walking down the hall. Are they actually students at Haven? I suspect not. I suspect this is a little espionage field trip. So let me take a quick look and see what the next episode is called, and I will make some predictions, perhaps. Best day ever. Welcome to Beacon. A minor hiccup. Why do I think it is not minor and it is not a actual hiccup? I think Team RWBY's plans for whatever they plan to do goes very, very wrong. We shall see. I think as I watch it a few times more, especially in editing, one of the things I want to do is really pay attention to when they're playing the game, how their personalities affect what they're doing, as well as when they're discussing their course of action in their dorm room, or what Team Juniper's up to in the background. These are all great little details. And I'm also going to have to listen to the conversation at the beginning that between Ozpin and the headmaster of the other school. I'll make a note of his name. And yeah, I'm excited. Can't wait for the next episode. So if you enjoyed this, if you'd like to see more, you know what to do. And thank you for watching, and have a great day.